Hello, World of Tank Blitzers, it's Littlefinger. Gonna do a real quick review here on the Jagdtiger 8.8. Why, you say? Well, hey, it just hit stores, and this is a really sweet deal, and I wanted to just point this out and give you an idea whether or not you think it would benefit you. But from an overall cost perspective, this is a really good deal. If you go on up here to the store, come on over to offers, and you'll see here the Furious Jagdtiger 8.8. It comes with the camouflage, which is about 850 gold, 30 days of premium time, which is worth 2,500 gold, 500,000 credits, plus all 9 equipment slots. And if you figured that the average cost per equipment slot is just over 200,000 credits times 9, you're looking at about what you would cost you 2 million in credits. So then when we put that into what it would cost to convert it, 6,250 just in silver. So is this tank worth it? Let's take a look. Alright guys, so switching it up here a little bit, I'm going to jump straight into a battle on Winter Malinovka. And what I want to talk about at first is your gun choice. Yes, as a premium tank, you typically do not have a gun choice. However, on this tank, you have the choice between the 8.8 or the 10.5. This game here is equipped with the 8.8. Obviously, that is in the name of the tank. And quite honestly, both of these guns are really good. They both are right around 3,000 damage per minute. That number, yes, 3,000 for a tier 8 TD. The downside here for the 8.8 is your pen is only 203 with AP. So you must absolutely have to run calibrated shells, which is pretty standard for a TD. Plus, you've already got a great DPM, so it's an obvious choice anyway. The 10.5 gets that penetration number up to 225. The difference in alpha, 220 versus 310. So obviously you have a much higher rate of fire, less pen, less damage per shot, but more shots with the 8.8. And you can see this game is a little bit slow unfolding here. Our SU's YOLO'd into the middle and gotten himself wiped out really quickly. I am being a little bit more cautious and letting the enemy spot up. Now what you'll notice when I'm playing this tank is I hide that lower plate as much as possible. But here is the great thing about this gun. Look at this. We are perma-tracking this T-29. He is not going to go anywhere. Every time he repairs that track, we just bust it again. And there we are, doing 220 a shot. So that's the fun thing. Mobility, 38 kilometers per hour is the top speed. It's decent. It's not great. But again, here's an IS-5, heavily armored, heavy tank, and we are getting these shots to go in. This is, again, I did switch over to APCR to get a couple of those in, but because it's a premium, you're still going to make credits. You've got 30 days of premium if you buy this tank, so that's going to help out as well. Another thing you can see here, I am trying to get that angle backwards a little bit, and we'll show you that here in Armor Inspector in a second. But basically, the game style is typical TD, hiding that lower plate and trying to get in a position where you can just get shots off regularly, because that is going to be how you do damage in this tank. It's not one of those tanks where you sit back and you wait and you do a 800, 1,000 damage. But just check this out. There's another track shot, and look at this. We are going to just pinpoint accuracy on this tank. 0.28 dispersion without any equipment. 0.28. 7 degrees of gun depression. It's great. It's okay. It's not great. It's certainly workable. You've got 10 degrees left and right if you're sitting there with your camo. But again, on the move, shooting BBs, just super accurate. And so, to me, that kind of exemplified this tank being able to get into a position, perma-tracking, even hitting these heavy tanks, and just dishing out damage there. Alright guys, blitzstars.com. Just want to run through this really quickly, but look at these top two left columns here. We've got the 8.8 and the 10.5 next to each other. Not a whole lot of difference. DPM 3000, not even close to any of these other tanks. Pen number, like I said, it's pretty low on the 8.8 with 203 versus 225. But you're going to look at some of these other TDs. They're in the 240, 250 range here. So it does struggle a little bit, which is why you're definitely going to want to run the calibrated shells. Like I said, 220 or 310 are your damage numbers. Nice shell velocities, but here we go. Moving on down, weapon handling. Look at this, 1.81 aim time, 2.17. Even that's great. Dispersion under 0.3 for both of these guns. 7 degrees of gun depression, 10 degrees left and right, 38 kilometers per hour. That's the biggest weakness on this tank, is its mobility. We get down here to 170, if I scroll down far enough, 170% credit coefficient, and 250 on the hull armor, and you can see how well that compares against all of these other TDs here. Jumping on over to the armor inspector here, and you can see this tank here on flat surface against a Jagdtiger tier 7 TD. If we are on a flat surface and looking slightly down here, we can make sure that that upper plate is all red. We cannot really do anything to lessen the lower plate there. You can go about 20 to 25 degrees before you start seeing green on the sides. If we change the shooter over to, let's say, a tier 8, it's really difficult here, and why I pushed up forward on that hill was to try to make that upper plate red. But really there's not a lot we can do here, so that does make this tank a little bit challenging to drive. So you've got to find those nice hold down positions. Alright guys, Falls Creek still with the 8.8 gun, and just want you guys to get the opportunity to see a little bit more of this tank in action with this gun. I am not going to be the one to tell you you have to run one over the other. They're both really good guns. I played this tank a good bit in the Snow Leopard with the 10.5, so I might pull out some replays just so you can see it with the bigger gun in action. But I think that's fairly unique, having two gun choices that play a little bit differently. Not a whole lot. Obviously, you don't have to be on target as much with the bigger gun, doing just over 300 damage per shot. This is an interesting game. You don't normally see teams go straight to cap on Falls Creek because it's right smack dab in the open. And again, playing it a little bit conservatively. I can't preach this enough. There we are, just doing track shots left and right all day long in this tank. But I can't preach positioning and patience enough in helping your win rate. So, as I said, they've all pushed onto the other side. Gonna try to push on forward here with this Tiger, but I notice he's taking shots, so I'm very much aware that, you know, somebody's shooting him So I'm not going to linger here too long. If I don't have shots, there's no point me staying here. Now you'll also notice that I'm not going to turn around right here in the opening. Obviously my armor's in the front. As I said, 20 degrees most is all you want to turn when you've got enemies in front of you. So we'll do our turn here behind the rocks. You're getting a feel now for the driving of the tank. It's not horrible. Obviously it's not lightning quick. It doesn't, you know, but it's not bad. It's really not. So if you like a non-turreted TD playstyle, 171% credit coefficient, basically a free tank after you factor in the 30 days premium, the camo, the 500,000 credits. This is a really, really good deal. And part of the reason that I went ahead and jumped on it is I didn't have this tank in my garage. So here we go. We'll get into a situation now where we can just permatrack this FCM. I know I've got the DPM over him, so we're going to finish him off here. And it's 3-on-3. Now, I'm going to tell our Tiger here just to hold your position. I'm going to rush in. Just stay alive. Just stay alive, man. No, he can't do it. That KV-3 shot him. Why? Why would you do that? No, you can't trade shots when you've got less than 50 hit points. So Tiger's in the water. I'm not sure. There he is. T-71's right here. We'll switch over to HE. 283. The Tiger's taken out. Now I'm in a situation where it is 2-on-1. In a non-turreted TD, I should never win in this situation, guys. You have to be patient. You can't let me put shots into you like that. I think the strategy's right here. They're splitting up. I know that's what they're going to do. I am staying as close to this rock as possible to use it from cover. And quite honestly, the mistake here is this T-71 pushing like this, thinking that he's going to pen me. And some bad driving. He's not going to get away. And here is the AMX. And of course, I can take shots. I've conserved all my hit points. And there it is. You don't hardly even have to aim with this tank. It is so accurate. So 109,000 credits on, 4,374 damage, 4 kills, ace mastery, 1394 in EXP. Again, you know, within 10 games of playing this tank. So that right there should tell you that this is a nice, fun little tank to play. It's not OP in any way. Don't get me wrong. But it is fun, especially when you can get yourselves into great shooting positions, hold down. So with that, guys, make your decision wisely. Have fun out there. Stay safe. Get educated. Not fingered.